Chances are you would have seen these guys in previous horror-related films because they are my horror guru friends. We have Nats and Ross.
Hi!
And this video is all about the most shocking twists in horror movies. And we have to start with the king of twists, M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Now there's two films we could talk about. There's Sixth Sense or The Village. Should we start with a bit of Bruce?
Bit of Bruce.
Bit of Willis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, spoilers ahead.
Literally in every video we talk about, major spoilers, yeah. It's the whole point of the video, really. If you haven't seen the film, I'm sure most people have. Bruce Willis, he meets this young lad who can see ghosts.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
And of course the major twist being that through the whole film Bruce Willis was a ghost. And actually the year this film was released, like, you didn't have spoilers all over the internet, you know, the internet wasn't a huge thing, so it was actually quite well kept.
Yeah. I unfortunately had it spoiled for me because The Sun actually printed an article with it written in.
Oh.
And it said, if you want to know the ending, please read below. And of course I was like, yeah, I want to read it. And it ruined it for me.
Hang on, so it's your own fault?
Yeah, but I needed to know because it was going to be, because at the time I wasn't old enough to go and see it in the cinema. I was like, I want to know what happens. Yeah, that ruined it for me a little bit.
It's the fact that they blended, or M. Night Shyamalan blended so well, just sort of an ordinary relationship where people aren't really talking to each other and there's that silent treatment stuff going on. And he must have somewhere in his head thought, oh, that'd be a good film. I wonder what it'd be like if one of them was actually dead and they never actually spoke to each other. And that's, I think, what keeps us in the dark about it.
The cast is so well done as well. I mean, Toni Collette plays it brilliantly. She's so scared and worried about her own son and not realising that he's just got this special gift in a way. And the bit that got me is the bit in the car.
She broke her neck.
Oh my god, but you can see her?
Yes.
Where is she?
Standing next to my window.
It made me laugh, actually. I went to see this with a friend and I confessed to him afterwards, like, I did actually know the twist. A friend told me yesterday and he was like, what twist? And I was like, that Bruce Willis was a ghost. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, did we not just watch the same movie? I'm not going to say who he is because I think he has seen some videos. But yeah, that completely went over.
Could have happened to him.
Was it a case he was so into the film that he just didn't pay attention, or he just didn't click?
Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Anyone can go for a toilet break at a bad moment in a movie.
So we're going into Saw next. It's a basic film. Two guys kidnapped, tortured in a room, and it, without spoiling it obviously, Jigsaw's in the room, and it's all about seeking retribution from their sins and why it is that they did what they did. You find out halfway through the film, again without spoiling anything. But again,
this is totally a spoiler review. Don't worry
that's
about
okay.
it. Yeah.
But again, it's one of those films where you don't see that plot twist coming. The whole time you think it's just the two guys. You don't realise the third guy in the room is actually alive and he is the one that's torturing them. So to me, that was a good little twist. I just ignored him throughout the whole film, if I'm honest. I genuinely didn't think, oh, he's fine, he's dead. But I did always wonder why he was there and what was the point of him. So
and
yeah.
If he's the killer in the room and he's really getting off on other people being tortured, you know, surely he's going to let out a little giggle or something. You know? They're playing a dead person in the middle of the room and they're going... It must be sitting there going...
Like, what if he accidentally farted or something?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Or burped,
there's...
or like, how did he hold that in? Like, that's quite clever. That's a good acting.
Good. Yeah.
Consider
For that alone, the fact that he didn't have any bodily horses.
What a film, and particularly the first one. I think Saw became a bit too...
commercialised.
Franchise. It was a KFC horror movie after that.
It got to like the 9th and 10th film and it was like, oh, how much more blood can we put in it? How much more limbs can we cut off? It took away from that whole point of he's trying to sin people that have done wrong and he's trying to make them see that what they've done is wrong. He's just trying to open their eyes in a way. And I think it took it away from her.
You make him sound like a good guy.
Yeah.
Can you relate?
Well,
Key to that chain is in the bathtub.
So moving on from Saw, I want to mention The Boy, because I loved The Boy. And that sounds weird when I say it like that.
I've not seen it, so tell me about
Not
this
seen
boy.
The Boy. No. So The Boy is a movie where you think it's about this creepy ass doll that this old English couple, and I love the fact that it's an English couple in a posh mansion, just makes it creepy for a start anyway, because all English people are creepy, right? And Toffee knows.
they just make us out to be creepy. That's
But
what
the
it is.
creepiest bit about it is that they treat this doll like it's alive.
Okay.
And then during the movie, we would kind of see things that happen where you think this doll's alive, and you are led to believe that the doll is doing it, it's possessed or it's got. And then we learn about the fact that they might have had a kid at one point, and you think, so the kid's spirit is now in this doll, and they're treating it, and it's alive, and you are literally led down that road, and then the carpet gets pulled from under your feet, and you find out there's the kid's actually still alive, just living in a secret room in the house.
Jesus, what is that? It's Brahms.
It's
okay.
brilliant though.
I thought you was going to say the kid was just dressed up as the doll the whole time, which would have been a bit weird.
That
but
could be
no,
good.
that makes more sense.
But the stuff that this au pair that comes in to help out has to do, and she's helping out with doll. That's what she's helping out with. She's not helping with anything else. So she's been employed to look after a doll, which is, you know, that's a pretty sweet gig if you ask me. Have you fed him? Yeah, he's been fed. Chucked it in the plant pot. You know.
But there is a couple of scenes in it as well where you look at her and she genuinely feels stupid.
Yeah.
She starts talking to the doll and then she's like, what am I doing? So she starts to believe that this doll could be real.
Doesn't she have to take him to the toilet or something?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
Put him to bed,
it's amazing.
change him. Yeah.
It's a good twist, but is it a good film? Should I watch it?
Oh, it's very
I think
good.
it's a really
Yeah.
good film. It's not everything it could be. You know, there's a few bits in it, and it could be a bit scarier because once you learn it's the guy. Well, for me, like a supernatural scare is scarier than like a serial killer or a mass murderer or whatever. So that kind of makes it less scary at the end.
Okay.
A bit like when we see the killer in like any film,
That's
and you
true.
start to go, yeah, I've seen him now. I'm not scared of him.
Okay, so one film we have got to mention, it's got to be Seven.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Yeah, this is just a classic. I don't care what anyone says. It's a very, very good twist at the end.
The twist being that he was able to fulfill the final sin by using Brad Pitt
yeah.
and his wife's head in the box.
And
And
Morgan Freeman says to him, doesn't he? Tries
don't-
to talk him out of it.
yeah,
He tries
don't
to
do
say,
it
don't
because
do
he
it. This
will.
is what he wants. He wants you to kill him.
David, if you kill him, he will win. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh!
Because of that film, though, whenever a package arrives and someone says to me, "What's in the box?" I can't help but, "What's in the box?"
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the f***ing box?
The Others. The Others is another Shyamalan, and I absolutely adore this movie. It really, again, it totally threw me. I had no clue of this twist. Basically, it's a movie about a young family, mother and two kids living in a house, and we just kind of think that they're... Oh, that's my phone.
Get out!
Sorry, guys, sorry. Oh, I need to take this call. Sorry.
We can do this without him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I have actually never seen the others, so I'm hoping you...
I saw it a really, really, really long time ago, so it's a bit shady as to what... I remember the ending, but that's about it.
Let's blag this. The others is about other
Nicole Kidman.
people. Yes, it is. Yes, I've seen the trailer. In fact, I think I even know the twist. No, Ross, we need you for this.
Yeah, I go for one phone call. You can't even just do one synopsis of a movie. So the others, you remember it. It's about a young mother with her 2 kids living in a house, but we think they're just normal, but they're not. They're actually dead. And there's all these other people that actually live in the house, and strange things keep happening, like doors keep closing on their own and blinds are up, and it's something to do with the daytime nighttime transition. It's kind of done like that, but it's a really, really good twist, and it's a freaky film.
Yeah, definitely. The children in it, the young girl especially, she played the part very well. She was quite creepy.
So you
I do remember
it now?
that. I do remember that. She was creepy. Yes.
Please don't leave us again.
Yeah. Please don't.
The video almost crumbled. With Psycho, we actually almost didn't put this in the video because we thought it's going to be in pretty much every list, but maybe that's more of a reason to have it on the list because it is so iconic. Of course, Psycho being the Bates Motel, your protagonist is killed off very, very soon into the film, which I think surprised a lot of people, and the big twist at the end is that you find out this killer that killed the protagonist is in fact Norman Bates dressed up as his mother. You think it's the woman that's kind of doing the killing, but
it's not. It's
some
his mum.
issues right there.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that theme of switching the person that's the killer has then followed in so many other movies after it, and that's why it's such a good kind of twist to start with. It's the basis for so many other movies and their ideas about what the twist is. But yeah, nobody saw it coming. If you watched it in sort of modern day times, so in the sort of, you know, year 2000 plus, everyone knows. So it doesn't really qualify in today's terms, but for its originality at the time, it was really good.
Yeah, I say this in so many videos, but I think it's definitely justified on this occasion. It was so ahead of its time.
Oh yeah.
Great film.
Yeah.
Great film. What's that bit in Police Academy or something with it looks like Psycho and then he moves the curtain and he's got toothpaste and he's like... I just wanted to brush my teeth.
Oh,
Bobcat.
Bobcat
Yeah.
Goldthwait.
Just do that impression again. So
I just wanted to brush my teeth.
Oh, I miss it. He was funny.
It's been in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's been in
It is
everything,
iconic.
hasn't it?
Just that one scene. And as I said to you guys earlier, I genuinely did not know that was Jamie Lee Curtis's mum.
No,
And she
no.
reenacted it. She stood in the shower and did the scream, and you think, oh, she looks just like her.
So this is our now third M. Night Shyamalan?
Shaman.
Because I didn't actually realise he did the others as well.
I didn't.
I don't think he did then. I might have got that wrong.
Oh.
I have to do the synopsis again so I don't look stupid.
I bet already our
Blooper.
10 viewers have
Blooper.
messaged furiously.
Yeah, that's going to be death for me. I thought it was.
Death by M. Night Shyamalan.
How dare you make a mistake on the internet? That's unheard of. This is the second M. Night Shyamalan film on our list. I'm keeping that mistake in.
I think it's great.
I think the world needs to know that people can make mistakes, damn it. And
Horror gurus.
not seen this since it first came out, which was many moons ago. So do you remember the plot?
Yeah, so The Village is basically a movie about characters in a village. And we are kind of led to believe that it's sort of turn of the century, maybe 1800s, and very kind of old-fashioned, no modern conveniences, nothing like that. So they're led to believe that there's a monster in the woods, and it turns out it's actually one of the villagers, the head of the village, played by John Hurt, who's actually portraying this monster. And there's some good bits in it about the fact that there's a guy with learning difficulties. I think it's played by Joaquin Felix. Joaquin. And he actually just copies what John Hurt does and ends up killing one of the other characters. So it's a really interesting play on our own devices, where we try to mislead others. We end up kind of falling prey to our own sins as such. But the best bit, I think, is the fact that when the young girl leaves the village and finds out she's in a totally different time zone, and all this thing about needing medicine and being trapped in a village, it's just a total sham, just to keep people from the modern world.
They were very much a cult, weren't they?
It was cultish, but also kind of done with the idea of let's protect all these people from the modern world.
They felt they were protecting their own village, but in fact they were just hiding them from the world.
It's kind of like Mormons to the nth degree.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you could kind of dissect this movie, like whether it be a parent lying to their child to try and keep them safe, or the media kind of lying to the world to, almost give that little bit of control. But yeah, I think there's lots of different ways you can look into this particular film.
But it's that twist that grabbed me, that made me think, yeah, this is worth putting on the list.
Yeah. By the way, there's been a couple of moments in this video where you've probably realised we haven't done a huge amount of prep. But I would like to stress that's because we wanted the video to come across more organic, and it's not because we're lazy, honest.
Okay, so one of my favourites is a film called Dead End. I don't think you guys have seen it, if I remember correctly.
I hadn't heard of it till about an hour ago, yeah.
It was done in 2003, so it's quite an old film. A family going out for Christmas Eve, going to visit another family, stay with them overnight, but they are in the car and they're actually in a car accident on the way there, and they all die. So everything that happens during the film, you're led to believe is happening, and it's
So
not.
that's the twist. They are dead.
The twist is the young daughter is in a coma.
Ah.
So she's actually still alive. Every member of the family's died, but every time they see a hearse, one of them gets taken away, and they die how they died in this car accident, through a window, decapitated. So it's got some gory scenes in it, but it's the whole twist. You genuinely think they're in a time loop or time travel, and they're not. They're actually dead. Really underrated film. It's got a really good cast: Lynn Shay, Ray Wise. But it was so underrated. But it was a very, very, very. It left you questioning what the hell was going on throughout the whole film.
So I'm getting kind of
Genuinely
like
good.
sci-fi vibes as well.
Very sci-fi. I mean, there's a lot of like white noise through the radio.
Yeah,
Things like they keep driving past the same. They see like an abandoned shelter, and they keep driving past it, and they think they just took a wrong turn, and they're going down a one-way street, but they keep seeing the same things over and over and over again. But it's got a couple of other twists that I'm not going to spoil because you guys need to watch it.
Yeah, I'd like
obviously.
to watch it. Yeah.
So there is a lady
After
in
this.
white. There is typical lady in white. But yeah, it's a very, very good twist. Really, really good film, but very underrated. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
And all that with no research.
From memory.
So the next movie is Don't Breathe. This is another one that I've not seen, but
Such a good film.
from what you tell me about it, I actually really want to see this now.
Okay, so if you guys haven't seen Don't Breathe, it's three teenagers here that a veteran in their local town has a lot of money. They're trying to run away, so they decide to rob his house. Only he's got some secrets of his own, i.e. a young girl in the basement.
Yeah.
And a turkey baster. That's all I'm going to say.
We've all dreamed of that.
No, do you know what? This is a spoiler video. I think we should. Just come out with what it is.
What's the turkey baster for, Nats?
Okay, so the lady that he has kidnapped in the basement is actually the person that killed his daughter in a hit-and-run accident, and he's trying to impregnate her to have another baby. He is blind as well, so it's solely relying on all of his other senses to capture these kids and keep this woman in his basement.
Wow.
Obviously, he doesn't want them getting out and spoiling his secret, if you like, but you don't actually find out if he gets to impregnate this girl, but you do see that turkey baster an awful lot, and that's what I'm going to say.
And you don't look at one in the same way again.
No, you
what's
won't be using one for Christmas dinner.
What's
that's all
the
I'm gonna
turkey
say.
baster for, Nats?
It's full of his semen.
I don't think we need to say any more on that matter.
Ah.
I'm not giving you the birds and the bees education. I don't think they did a turkey baster when I was at school, personally, but it's
He wasn't
not...
cooking her a turkey then.
Yeah,
like,
Swiftly moving on. I think this very easily could have been your typical home invasion film,
Gone wrong.
and I think the twist was a breath of fresh air, because it all of a sudden it just felt completely different to all the other home invasion films we've seen. And
What I just found that 1 minute it was okay, you felt sorry for the kids, then you felt sorry for the guy, again me feeling sorry for the baddies,
Yeah.
but you never really knew what was going to happen or what was going on. You knew that he was going to be lurking about. It was really cleverly done. You could hear him in the background. You could, and a lot of the time, the reason it's called Don't Breathe is a lot of the time they put their hand over their mouth so he couldn't hear them breathing. So it relied on your other senses to see what was going on, which I really liked. But there was more than one twist. You kept going from twist to twist to twist, and that's what I liked about it. I thought it was really good.
My only criticism isn't actually about the film itself, it's that the trailer, other than the big twist, it gave away way too much.
Too many trailers do that.
Yeah.
Too
I mean,
many
we
trailers.
can't talk, we've just said everything that happens, but
Yeah,
that's
but
the
we're not
point of this
trailers.
video.
The Mist. Oh. I don't know a single... I cried. I'm going to point that out. I'm going to be honest. I don't know a single person that didn't watch that film and just genuinely put their hand over their mouth in just... They were completely gobsmacked.
If you haven't seen the film, by the way, so it's a bunch of people, strangers that are in a supermarket, which kind of a mist surrounds, and it soon becomes clear that there are creatures amongst this mist, and if anyone dares to go out in it, God knows what's going to happen to them. And who wants to talk about the twist?
I'm still struggling with it, to be honest. Stephen King. It's a Stephen King film.
Yeah.
It's... yeah, basically, there's the scene at the end where you think they've gotten out of the mist and they're gonna be... Well, they're gonna make it to somewhere, to safety, whatever, and they're in a car. And do they run out of fuel?
Yeah,
they run out of fuel, and they've got a gun with 4 bullets and 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either get eaten by whatever it is in the mist that's going to decapitate you and spit down your throat or whatever it does, or take a bullet to the head. And the dad, he ends up shooting the other 4 and gets out of the car just to see the mist clear, and the army turns up.
All you think is, if he'd have just waited 5 minutes, he'd be okay.
Yeah.
And if you remember as well, when the army drives past, it's got the woman from the very beginning. She says, "Is no one going to escort a lady home?" And
I didn't.
and that's Carol from The Walking Dead.
All right.
But she's actually on the end of it with her 2 children. And right at the beginning, she said, "Is anyone going to be escort a lady home?" And she survives. So if they'd have just followed her, there'd be no film.
I think that's
Everything would be fine.
I think that's the only kind of film where at the end I've just kind of sat there just gazing into space, just like
trying to take
just
in what you've just
processing.
seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't the scariest of movies.
No.
Like, the funny thing with Stephen King adaptations is they're not always the scariest of movies, but they really mess you up psychologically.
Guys, no doubt you can think of some films where there's just a shocking twist ending and we've not mentioned it. If that is the case, please comment below. Would love to have a conversation with you guys about it. As always, thank you so much to my guests. We've got Nads, we've got Ross,
thank you.
My horror gurus, who I'm sure are going to feature. In fact, I know they're going to feature in more videos leading up to Halloween as well. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, click the like, click the bell button. It fills a void in my heart and makes me feel good. Thank you.
Bye. I just want to know what her jumper turns out like, because it's green.
And my hair.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, baby.
It seems that envy is my sin.
No, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the box?
Give me the gun.